There's a wealth transfer happening in plain sight. No trucks of cash, no dramatic heist, no headline that screams stolen. It happens silently through contracts. Debt. Most people think debt is just borrow now, pay later. But in the modern system, debt is a pipeline. And once you see the pipeline, you can't unsee it. Here's the core mechanic. Interest turns time into profit. That sounds harmless until you zoom out. Because when millions of people carry loans at the same time, mortgages, credit cards, student loans, business loans, their monthly payments don't disappear. They move from households to banks, from workers to lenders, from the many to the few. Not once, repeatedly, month after month. And it scales. A mortgage doesn't just pay for a house. It builds a long-term stream of payments. A credit card doesn't just cover an emergency. It can turn a bad month into a multi-year drain. Debt is the only product where the longer you keep it, the more profitable you become to the seller. Now here's where the transfer becomes invisible. Debt doesn't only extract money. It extracts choices. When you're locked into payments, you can't take risks. You can't wait for a better job. You can't walk away from bad terms. You can't say no as easily. So debt doesn't just move wealth, it moves leverage. And leverage is the real currency of power. That's why debt is so valuable to systems. It doesn't need force. It creates compliance through math. Now the part most people miss, debt is not equally priced. If you have assets, stable income, and good credit, you borrow cheap. Cheap debt lets you buy more assets. Those assets can rise. And the system rewards you for already being stable. But if you have no assets and a shaky income, your debt is expensive, higher interest, harsher penalties, more fees, less flexibility. So the same tool produces opposite outcomes. Cheap debt builds wealth. Expensive debt consumes it. That's not an accident. It's how risk gets priced. And the transfer becomes automatic. Even when people pay responsibly, the direction of flow stays the same. Interest flows to the owners of capital. Then add one more layer. Inflation. If prices rise over time, cash savings weaken. But debt-backed assets, like property and stocks, often rise with inflation, so the person who owns the asset can ride the wave. The person paying interest just tries not to drown. That's why debt is a machine for inequality. It rewards ownership, and it charges rent on survival. So what's the wealth transfer nobody sees? It's not one event. It's a schedule, a monthly ritual, a quiet funnel. And the most powerful part is this. It feels normal because it's disguised as responsibility, as building credit, as adult life. So here's the question for the comments. Which debt trap hits hardest where you live? Credit cards, consumer loans, mortgages, or student debt? And if you want more stories like this, subscribe to Hidden Money History.